right, good morning. Another Sunday morning coding stream. What are we doing today? Well, more of the same, but different. Hopefully, game dev, learning Godot and GD scripts and all this stuff. We are still in the phase where I'm going off and watching a bunch of tutorials. I'm also doing watching a lot of like Sprite and art tutorials. A lot of thinking about some game ideas that I've had in the past, and looking further down the line, right? Is kind of what's happening between these streams. Definitely looking at some documentation as well and various things, but trying not to do a lot of work on the actual prototype games for practice between the streams. So figuring things out, learning new things in theory, so that I can put it into practice for these streams. And so the exception is I wanted to I've replaced the shader for the background with something that is maybe not so questionable as to our permission to use. So I found a shader that on let's see, I put it in the credits file. There we go. On Godot shaders, there's this jazz solo cup, which kind of sounds weird, right? But let's see if we go back to main. Oh, cool. The preview had the old shader. Yeah, it still has that's interesting. I was testing a few different shaders out. They have kind of an interesting background. And then I did modify this slightly so that the speed of it's basically two different visual elements that are scrolling across the screen. I made it so that the allowed input range can be negative, so that we could have them going in opposite directions instead of the same. I thought that would be more visually interesting. And I tried some other things, but they were too busy, right? So it became very distracting. Whereas I think this is kind of visually interesting, but not moving so much that it distracts you from the actual game. And I think it feels appropriate for kind of this sort of setting, right? It's a very basic game. We don't need anything more than this as kind of a background for the game. So anyway, so what are we doing today? Menuing is still working. That's good. So, the plan. I guess sound effects, music, audio mixer. So going back into our menuing and adding controls, like a slider for audio, for effects, and background music. And then I guess I was thinking of UI button tween. So there was something I saw that was really cool for making it so that in the menus, when you hover over, you get a kind of a bounce effect using tweens. So I thought that would be a good excuse to practice using tweens here. And then I noted, I think this was a note from the last stream, game viewport scales. So I think this was a note that basically, if we have the game here and we resize the window, it doesn't scale. Keep aspect mode smaller than the desired size. Yeah, so it should be. Aspect ratio. Wait, what did that say? So if I do that, I mean, it's maybe fine that the UI doesn't scale, but it's the size. immediately makes me, oh yeah. So here's the thing we could do is we could definitely have like a UI size setting. But then if we launch into the game, yeah, it's just this, right? And the game doesn't even work. It's very confused about what's going on, so we should fix that. So let me refine that note a little bit here. Issues, UI scale settings. Game should fit screen and work. All right. And then, you know, when we get through these things, which I don't know if this will take the whole time of the stream today, we'll see. I had another something before we move on to the next game, which would be like a breakout clone, which is, let's see, how do I, there we go. Menuing, specifically, you know, so I have made some separate scenes and done some things, and it would be nice to make it easy to take the start menu, the pause menu, and that behavior, and extract that and make that reusable for the next game and the next game. I think I also decided this morning as I was thinking about the stream that what I want to do is we will like leave this game as is, and I'll probably just make a separate repo, but we'll make a separate project for each little practice game, because I want to think about how I can take the resources from one thing and make, like, I was looking at like the asset library. Yeah, okay, so we can just make a zip file here. We don't even have to publish things up to install them. So I might do something like that, where I make like a thing that can be imported. But yeah, how do I, oh yeah, right. I have to remind myself sometimes. Like this was confusing at one point. Hey Brainless, how's it going? These tabs, I think it's taken a little time, but I've gotten used to the UI. You know, there's some aspects here of like the inspector, which shows me the thing that I've selected over here on the left, right? And then 2D versus 3D versus script versus game. Oh yeah, we can just do this, huh? So wait, if I hit play, how do I embed the game back into embed game on next play? Okay. All is well. How am I? Good. Got the coffee in me, and excited to figure out some more things. Like I thought. Yeah, that does that. How do I make the game? Press play to start game. There's no play button. Is there some option here that I need to do? Run current scene, run specific scene, enable movie maker mode. Oh, interesting. Okay. The project will run at a stable FPS, and the visual and audio output will be recorded to a video file. Okay, so you could like record your game without having to like have a separate program if you wanted to make you know, some media. How do I launch the game inside of here though? Bid game on next play. Make game workspace floating. Oh. These seem like they should be mutually exclusive now. Aha. Okay, cool. So now we can actually play the game without having a separate window. Okay, that's kind of nice. All right, anyway. So what was I doing? Oh, right. So what I was saying though was that I would like to I identified some things that we could do to be able to refactor the menuing, screens, the splash screen, all of that stuff into one scene that would then make it easier to kind of like take from this project and use for other projects. So that'll be the thing that we will tackle before we move on from our Pong clone to the next one. So sound effects. How do we do sound effects? How do we do sound? Somehow I managed to. No. Okay, here's the Godot docs. Let's say. Let's see. Sound, playing video, creating movies, animation track types, 2D, 3D, audio. There we go. Audio buses. Godot's audio engine allows any number of audio buses to be created, and any number of effect processors can be added to each bus. Only the hardware of the device running your game will limit the number of buses and effects that can be used before performance starts to suffer. To avoid clipping, your sound mix should be arranged so the output of the master bus never exceeds 0 decibels. Sure. Every 6 decibels below 0, the energy is halved. Okay, so yeah, there's a audio tab. I've seen that before. Okay. Layout is default bus layout, and there's a master bus. And there are effects. Okay, cool. So how do we playback of audio through a bus? So presumably if we want to be able to have separate audio level controls in the game, we want to have separate buses. We'll have like a main or master bus, and then one for music and one for effects, so that those can be controlled independently. Okay, and then when they say effects here, they're talking about like distortion, delay, compression, things that apply to all sounds going through the bus, which is not what I'm referring to when I say like sound effects. I mean playing like audio. Let's see if that... Okay, so this is talking about that same thing. Audio stream, sync the gameplay with audio and music. In any application or game, sound and music playback will have a slight delay. For games, this delay is often so small that it's negligible. Sound effects will come a few milliseconds after any play function is called. Recording with microphone. Okay, so we can directly ingest audio into the game. Cool. I have a thought. We're gonna need some audio samples for our effects. I wonder if Open Game Art has sound effects. It does. Convenient. Am I... Let's see. I need to make application audio the browser, don't I? There we go. Okay. So that seems nice. I like that. So CC by SA. So that is a share like attribution. Okay, cool. So if I wanted to use this, I would want to include this in the credits. So we can, oh, I'm not logged in. Well, save that and we'll go back. Do I need any other effects besides like a Pong sound, right? So we're gonna have something where when the ball bounces, maybe some kind of like score. No, that's too long. Nope. Nah. I mean, maybe. That would be appropriate if we actually had like a win. For our little Pong game, it just goes on forever. No. We could do something like this for the player scoring. Have different sounds for different, let's see, then some kind of lose effect. Bad sound two. Bad sound one. We'll lose voice speech. Game over trumpet. It doesn't have to be perfect. The point is not to make, you know, a polished thing. The point is to figure out how to tie things together, and we can. I'm not too worried. I'm less worried about the quality of the assets. I'm more worried about, you know, figuring out how to hook things up. So having different sounds is helpful in that sense because we'll want, you know, to figure out how to do that. And so this is also. So this is CC0. Okay. This is interesting set of licenses. Okay, CC by SA30. You know, I think I'm just gonna do the one sound effect for now. We'll do this one, and then we will hook that up. So let's see, how do we do this? Let's create a folder called sounds. Or just audio. In that case, let's make one for fonts. Cool. Hopefully they didn't break things. Moving stuff to different folders. It did. It did break things. Yay. It broke the font. Oops. Right, so this got system. Okay, so we need to re-import this again. Oh, that sucks. That's font data, and then I have to redo this. Okay, can we just undo that whole thing I just did? No? Alright, hold on. That feels like that was a mistake to move those files. Oh, I see. So when I moved it, it re-imported it. So I bet if I just take this and I overwrite this, and then we fix the paths, hopefully that will work. And then I hit play, or I just look at a different scene. There we go. Okay, we got the font back. Great. All right. Ugh. Okay, so things I want to do. On credits, we're gonna add. What's this button do? Oh, nice. Pong effect from. I think. Nope. I was gonna say I thought I copied the URL, but I copied the other things since then. All right, there we go. Okay. And we'll do that, and then we're going to download somewhere. Always drop in my downloads folder with everything else. Oh, there's two. Huh. There's two effects. There's a Pong and a score effect both in here. So let's say click this again. A little bit easier to see. Pong and score sound effects. What's the CC by SA? Just note the license here. I think that's the same for this one. Okay, cool. And then, if I grab these two files and I drag them into audio, we have files. All right, cool. Now, I need to remember how all this stuff is supposed to work. So you have this. Can I? Oh, cool. All right, so I can just like switch the audio source for OBS, so we can hear this in Godot. Oh, that's fun. It's per window, right? So, okay, cool. And then the score sounds like. Sure. Okay, let's do it. All right. Anyway, so right. So we have a bounce signal coming from ball, and we have a score signal coming from somewhere else. Also, I need to update this. I mean, maybe I'll do that. I mean, we have the Excalidraw that has like what we're working on here anyway. So I don't know that I need to duplicate that. Okay, so we have the bounce signal, right? And then we have a signal coming from the goalpost as well. So I wonder if it makes sense to have like a separate thing that has a script attached for the audio. So let's go back to main. We have this game container currently. And it doesn't currently have a script attached to it. I made a, or no, I have a script attached to main. What's inside of main? Okay. Main scene. And then we have an input for the pause. It's interesting. Just thinking about when we get ready to move some of the scenes related to the menus, where does this code live? And it feels like maybe what we'll do is we'll have something where like the constants of this function and these things get moved into that menuing scene, and then maybe in our main scene for the game we're calling that function. Maybe, I don't know, we'll come back to that. But yeah, maybe that's where, maybe for now I could just add more stuff to this. Yeah. Or I can make a separate node, so I can just have like a separate place where that's attached for the basically what I'm thinking of is like we have signals to indicate when the player or the AI scores and when the ball bounces, so we could hook onto those signals to play audio, right? Somehow, some way. Yeah, let's do that. Let's add a child node. I don't know if this is the right way of doing this, but this is what I'm gonna do. And unless there's like, so there's an AudioStreamPlayer. To use this node, stream needs to be a valid audio stream resource. Playing more than one sound at the same time is also supported CMAX polyphony. Okay, interesting. Interesting. A node for audio playback. Huh. Let's check this out. Now we have AudioStreamPlayer. The stream is something. Interesting. Playlists synchronized. Interesting. Volume, pitch scale, playing, autoplay, stream paused. Huh. Okay, back to the docs. I don't know enough to know what I'm doing. So audio streams. Okay, so sound is sent to each bus via an AudioStreamPlayer node. Different kinds of AudioStreamPlayers. Each one loads an audio stream and plays it back. Let's see. Okay. Okay. AudioStreamPlayer 2D. Emit sound in a 2D positional environment. When close to the left of the screen and painting will go left. When close to the right, it will go right. Interesting. So maybe it could be cool to have AudioStreamPlayer 2D under the ball, like inside under the ball node. And that could just hook onto the signal for the bounce, right? And play our pop sound. Maybe. Let's try. Add child node. Let's see. So under node 2D, AudioStreamPlayer 2D. Create. So how do we Okay, so I can just select one of these assets, and that is the stream. Cool. Okay, attenuation here. What does that do? The volume is attenuated over distance with this as an exponent. Cool. Panning strength. Oh yeah, let's add our buses. So we're gonna have a master bus, and then we're gonna have a sound effects bus, and forward looking for a music bus. Yeah. Cool. And so then I assume, yeah, so this is like the parent, right? So these things feed into master, making it the master bus. Cool. So then I can say for this audio stream, this plays on the sound effects bus. Okay. Cool. So if I go to the ball, which has signals, go to node, go to bounce, connect it. We can connect the signal to multiple things. So we're going to connect it to this audio stream. There aren't compatible methods, unfortunately. It'd be really cool if we could just like connect the signal to like play. I don't think that will work though. We don't get the right set of arguments anyway. So we're gonna hook up to AudioStreamPlayer 2D a receiver method called onBallBounce. I was hoping it would just make that if it didn't pick it. No? Okay. Or I'll attach a script, sure. So I guess there's two ways of doing this. Well, probably a bunch of different ways. The two ways that are obvious to me in this moment, right? One is we add a script for this node, this AudioStreamPlayer 2D, and hook it to the signal. And that means that it's kind of a freestanding thing. Or I just go into the ball and I just tell the ball to play the audio stream that's underneath it. I think that will be slightly more compact. And I don't have a bunch of things where I want to take that same node and script and install it. So I think that'll be fine. And I think there's one place where we emit the bounce signal, right? It's just in... Actually, that might not be true. That's not true. There's two places. There's on reset and in the physics process for collision. But for reset, we don't actually want to play the sound. So it would have not probably been what I would have wanted to play the sound on the signal. Which means maybe the signal is not, maybe there should be two kinds of signals. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna play. We're gonna do what is it called? Audio something something. Yeah, exactly. I do want to play the bounce sound. You know exactly what I want to do, Copilot. Let's do a thing that I should be doing here, which is we need to be like at on ready. Only I could type. Bounce sound. I guess I could call this bounce sound. Sure. That's what I want, right? On ready var bounce sound. I could be colon equals. So we get the type. No, we don't. Maybe if I save. Surprised. Ball bounce sound. Interesting. Okay, well, anyway. May we please play the bounce sounds? Okay, so if I play the game, we don't get an initial sound. As the ball spawns. Yes. And because I'm using the 2D audio node, and it's a child of the ball, the sound tracks to the location of the ball. So that's just like a freebie. No. Happened again. All right. In game. Quit. All right. That makes me surprisingly, like, I'm surprised how happy that makes me. Just that doing that. So that's sound effects done. How about some background music? Let's go find some free background music. Let's see. So we want music. If I just search for Pong. It's simple music made for my minigame Pong that I find. my best piece of trash music yet. Interesting. I wish we could I don't hear anything. Yeah, just use this to finish up a Pong clone for my video series, and it is CC0, so I'm just going to download it, and we'll try it out in the game. I also have some like AI generated music from like a year ago when I was playing around with stuff, so we can drop that in if this doesn't make me happy. All right, hold on one second. That's not the right folder. Downloads, Pong. Rename it before I move it in, because this is gonna be like Pong music. Drop that into audio. Okay. Oh right, we couldn't hear it because I changed the audio source for the for OBS to this instead of Firefox. Okay, a little bit. Okay. It's very short, and in a real game that would be super annoying, but for right now that'll be fine. I think I did see there was a playlist option, so presumably in a real game you would use that playlist thing. You'd have multiple pieces of media. You could do various things. You do lots of things. So maybe inside of the game container, let's add a node, and this will be audio something or other. AudioStreamPlayer, not 2D. It's not going to be directional. I'll go back to the inspector. We were going to, oh yeah, so here's the playlist one. We'll have to check that out at some point and figure out how that works. Quick load, Pong music.mp3, autoplay on. Bus will be music. Right, the point is not, again, to make the awesomest thing. The point is to like figure out all the different elements to put together for a game, and we'll build on it. Like each time I roll through one of these games, I'm gonna like figure out how to make it a little bit better. Okay, so there's not any music initially because the scene, this game container scene isn't loaded yet. There we go. So now we have background music. And the audio mixes between the effect and the... and I didn't put any... Let's see. Let's do one more thing. So, for the score, let's do another. Let's call this music AudioStreamPlayer, and then let's add another one for a AudioStreamPlayer that will be the score sound. Sure. And so score sound is going to be quick load, score, not autoplay. Bus will be sound effects, and then in main, let's see, I need to select goalpost or scoreboard, which has the signal. I think the individual goalposts have the signals. Oh, and they sent a scoreboard. So, here, let's do this. Let's put score sound inside a scoreboard. Hey, Death Row. Hello, hello. Welcome. Good morning. How's it going? I am in the process of adding some sound effects to my little Pong game. So let's see. On AI scored. Let's do this. Let's grab let's see. At on ready var score sounds equals score sound. Just hang in there. Well, there you go. Play the score sound. Play the score sound for just both. Yeah, Brainless is here too. All right, so if I play this, and maybe we'll just let the AI score point. We have background music. Okay. Look at that effect. Get the bounce effect. Is it good? It should be. Yeah, but so we got bounce effects. We got maybe I can beat the AI at once. I just need to pay attention, which is always challenging. Also, the AI is somewhat decent now. What we need to do is we need to skew the ball so there's more angle. Because the AI is not very good at tracking the ball, and I'm slow. There we go. Now the AI usually has problems with this because it can't keep up. There we go. But it's the sound effect for both. There we go. All right, I got a bunch of files I can close here, and let's commit this. So what is Copilot going to say I did? Okay, it says, oh, that's a long commit message. Add audio font assets and move font assets, including bus layout config. Did I? Oh, good. It saved the default bus layout. That's cool. Creating font, it's not true. Those already existed. I just moved them. Defined default audio bus layout for sound effects and music. Imported new music assets, looping enabled. Imported sound effects for ball bounce and scoring. All right, it's a commit. All right, what next? Look at the project. What word was that? Look at the progress I'm making. It's great. All right, so audio mixer. Shapes is such a chill game. Allows me to watch the stream and play at the same time, as I don't need to hyperfixate on the game. Yeah, is that the it's like the fact? It's like 2D factory building. Is it Shapes 2? Is it this one? Yeah. Ooh, that's slow. Okay. Is it just top down? Look at that. This looks like kind of like a isometric. It was cheaper than just getting the second. It is 3D, but it's not like Satisfactory where you're walking around. It's more Factorio like, right? You can move the camera angle. All right. Yeah, like the one image looked very much like this is I mean, it's factory. It's like conveyor belts and stuff, right? But I guess it's just the yellow and gray really reminded me of Satisfactory. And that, whatever that is. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. Someday I might have to play Factorio again. Although, yeah, I don't know. I think I need to pick like a challenge for doing that. I consider a game to play while doing something else. Sure. I mean, in a lot of ways, Minecraft has always been that for me. And given the length of time it's going to take me to get through Great Tech, GT and H, it's a good thing. So how do we do audio mixer stuff? So I think what we need to do is in the main menu. So we have key bindings. Oh, all right. We don't have a settings. We don't have a settings UI yet. We have key bindings, right? So we have this scene. So I think what I will do is I will duplicate this scene. I can do that, right? Also, where is this file? Key bindings? Oh, I made a folder. Cool. Okay, that makes sense. Do I want to make a separate folder for this stuff? So the reason I have key bindings as a separate folder is I have a separate scene for this UI element for the action remap button. I have a scene for the whole thing. I have a script for key persistence that does something. This was a copy from the Godot demo projects that does things. So maybe I'll just copy this whole folder, key bindings folder, and we'll make like a audio settings. Here's a question. I kind of like having a separate thing. I don't know in practice if I would want. So you can imagine, of course, you just have all settings, and there's keybinds, there's like audio levels, there's other options like difficulty level, whatever. Or you have like in your main menu, you have a button to access key bindings, audio, and then difficulty. Or maybe it's like multiple levels or something or other. I think what I'll do for this though is I'm gonna take this folder and we're gonna duplicate and we're gonna call it mixer. And then I'm going to hold on. Let's run this and see what breaks. Okay, in-game key bindings. Cool. So that still loads. Wait. Okay. Of course it does. I didn't change anything. I just right. Of course. Right. Getting ahead of myself. I think what I want to do is I want to move key bindings and mixer inside of scenes. Does that make sense? Maybe I'll create a new folder. And this will be like settings. Settings UI? Maybe just UI. Yeah. And we'll move that into UI. And I'll see what that breaks. And then I'll move Mixer too. We need to go and rename all the stuff inside of Mixer, but I just want to figure out, I don't know how smart Godot is when it comes to moving stuff around. Yeah, not so great. So I think if we just search for res key bindings. Oh, it's just the one, huh? Okay, cool. So let's try that again. Does everything still work? One thing that occurs to me that might not is the project settings. So we have globals. Oh, cool. This did update. Nice. Okay. So when I move key bindings inside of UI, the path to the auto load did work. Cool. All right. So now inside of Mixer, we want to rename things. Let's see. So we're not going to have this action remap button stuff, so that can go away. Keybindings.gd is just when we click done, we want to quit. Maybe this is better to do in the UI. If I do Mixer, rename, assistance, Mixer. Okay, can I open the scene? Yeah. You would think I could. Is that? Right. Okay. So let's go to the file. Okay, so here's the file. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is that. The issue is just I need to rename this to make it consistent. I know what I'm doing. Maybe. And then. So we will still have a grid. This is going to be like a master volume label. And I'm just going to get rid of the rest of the stuff. Yep. And then this label is going to be nothing. I don't think I need a label there. It's pretty self-explanatory. So I'll delete the label. And this will be master volume. And there is some kind of input that we can do, right? Some kind of like slider? H slider? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. And what is this? How does this work? Editable, scrollable, tick count. Number of ticks displayed on the slider, including border ticks. 100. Min value 0, max value 100. Step 1. Value 100. Let's see, layout. How do I make it have a minimum width? I don't know. Can we just play this scene? So, mixer. Okay, that seems not right. All right, I'm gonna take a break here. I'll be back in a couple minutes, and we'll continue deving games. So